As of this graduating class, 1,194 officials have received the designation of certified municipal officials through this program. 627 have received the designation of advanced certified municipal official, and 38 have received the designation of certified municipal official emeritus. We're proud to welcome graduates and guests to this ceremony this evening. And it's always an honor on my part personally just to say congratulations for all the hard work that you've done to get to this level. It takes a sincere amount of dedication and effort on your part to obtain the training, to separate yourselves out from other officials around the state who are not participating in the program, and do your best to represent your citizens back home. And I know on behalf of the staff of the League of Municipalities, I just wanted to convey how proud we are of everything you've done to get here. I also want to say a special word of thanks to your spouses, guests, and family members. The dedication and effort that you put in as an official is reflected doubly on them. I know that it takes a great deal of sacrifice on your part, but they're the ones also that are sacrificing as well, giving up your free time to attend the training sessions. And I know you don't have a whole lot of free time on your hands. So I really want to say thank you to the guests and spouses for your part that you play in the effort and work that your officials do. Spouses are particularly hit hard by the effort and work, the hard times and the amount of time it takes for you to do this. And so I want to say thank y'all for that. When you checked in at the registration desk, you were handed an envelope. I want you to please take that envelope out at this time. Within that envelope should have been a pin to designate your official designation. I hope, please, with a card, it's attached to a card. If you would, please take that out at this moment. Alabama League of Municipalities is pleased to recognize your accomplishments in our Certified Municipal Officials Program. You've completed 40, 80, or 120 hours of voluntary, formal, continuing education and have earned a professional designation of Certified Municipal Official, Advanced Certified Municipal Official, or Certified Municipal Official Emeritus, which sets you apart from other elected officials. Wearing the pin that you have attached to that card signifies public recognition of your accomplishment, and we hope you'll wear that pin with pride. This is not the end of your training as a municipal elected official. In fact, this is the foundation upon which your future in municipal government will grow. But today we acknowledge and congratulate 24 CMO graduates, 49 advanced CMO graduates, and 14 CMO emeriti. Mayors and council members, at this time, please place the CMO, advanced CMO, or CMO emeritus pin on your lapels. Again, congratulations. We ask that you refrain from taking pictures at this time. Individual photographs will be taken after your reward is officially received. Please give yourselves a round of applause for what you've been able to accomplish. At this point, I'd like to call on our former Executive Director, Perry Rockmore, it's been our honor to have addressed the CMO graduates for the last several years. He will give you your commencement address. And Perry, we're very happy to have you here with us today.
Thank you, Ken. It was my honor to serve this league for 12 years as a staff attorney and then another 25 as the league director, from '86 to 2011 as the league director. And it's always a great feeling to come back among my friends. Many of you I've known over the years and always come back and renewing old acquaintances. I want to welcome the 2016 graduates of the League's Outstanding CMO program and their families to this graduation ceremony. You worked hard to get here. I want to personally add my congratulations to each and every one of you. I also want to thank you for your dedication and hard work. It's not easy to obtain the credit hours needed for basic, advanced, or emeritus certification. Today, we will honor 24 municipal officials who successfully completed the requirements to receive the CMO certification. 49 will receive their advanced certification, and 14 will receive their CMO emeritus certification. As elected municipal officials, you have plenty of important things to do for your city or town. Many of you have another job in addition to your public office, which requires daily attention. Not only that, but you also have many responsibilities to your families. So everyone in this audience should be applauded, the officials for their hard work and the family members for their support of their municipal officials. Again, congratulations and thank you. I want to thank Ken Smith and Crystal Bell for inviting me to give today's commencement address. I don't think they can ever get rid of me. Since its creation in 1935, education and training of municipal officials and employees has been one of the most important roles played by the League. The first League Constitution called on the League to promote programs to educate municipal officials and employees on ways to better serve their communities. The League has worked for many, many decades with numerous institutions of higher learning to provide training for our municipal personnel. I'm sure some of you have heard this before, but I'm of the opinion that a little history is important to know. In 1993, I recommended that the League's Executive Committee look for an opportunity to institute an elected officials training program. The Executive Committee unanimously voted to appoint a subcommittee to study the feasibility of creating this program. The League president at that time, Mayor Eddie Frost of Florence, appointed a subcommittee chaired by then Montgomery City Council member Elise Reynolds. The first meeting of the subcommittee was held at League Headquarters Building on February 7, 1994. Ms. Reynolds, Mayor Frost, Mayor Sue Glidewell, former mayor of Rainbow City, and former Mayor Johnny Ford of Tuskegee were in attendance. The League sent out a survey to all mayors and council members in office at that time to judge their interest in creating such a training program. Approximately 88% of the 600 completed surveys showed that the respondents expressed an interest in attending a training program designated for their needs. The subcommittee recommended to the Executive Committee, and the Executive Committee agreed and approved this program at its meeting in July of 1994. Our program at that time was only the second elected officials training program in the United States. Today, due to the success of this program, a number of other state leagues have established similar programs. The first training session was held at the Adams Mark Hotel in Mobile, September 22nd, 1994, and then the same session was repeated in Montgomery, Huntsville, and Birmingham. If you'll look at the League's website sometime, you will see that more than 4,000 elected municipal officials have signed up and attended at least one course in this program voluntarily. To date, there have been 1,171 elected municipal officials to receive the basic certification, 579 to receive the advanced certification, and 24 have met the requirements to receive the emeritus certification. Today, more outstanding municipal officials in this room will add their names to the history of this program. What does it take to be a great mayor or council member? It doesn't take a particular talent to be a public official. All of you have talent, but they're all varying talents. You've got talents in different ways. You've shown great leadership as evidenced by the recognition you're receiving today. The other day on Facebook, of all places, I saw a post that was credited to an organization called Success to Success. The post contained a listing of 10 things that require zero talent. 10 things that require zero talent. The list made a little sense to me, so I decided to share it with you today for you to think about. The 10 things that require zero talent are: number one, being on time. It doesn't require talent, but being on time. Second is a work ethic. Third is effort. Fourth is body language. 5 is energy. Sometimes that gets harder to get. 6 is attitude. 7 is passion for what you're doing. 8 is being coachable. You don't know it all. You're willing to learn. 9 is doing extra, going that extra step. and 10 is being prepared. I would suggest that every municipal official in this room could be described by the use of many of these items listed that require zero talent. I would advise anybody seeking to advance to think about these 10 things that require zero talent. By exercising them, it's my opinion that the follower will accomplish many things in life. Over 2,800 mayors and council members are elected by the voters of Alabama to run the 460-plus cities in the state. Why do they voluntarily run for office and, if elected, serve the people of their community? Do you run for the money? I guarantee you that every elected municipal official and family member of an elected municipal official seated in this room, or anywhere else for that matter, can answer that question in a hurry. There is no way municipal officials receive a paycheck that adequately compensates them monetarily for the job they've taken on. As I said earlier, the average municipal official has a regular job and a family to take care of. That in itself is a pretty full-time job. When a mayor or council member takes the oath of office, they agree to take on responsibilities for an acquired family composed of the citizens of the municipality on a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week basis. Do you run for the popularity? The mayors and council members are well known in their communities. A municipal official can't go to the bank, the grocery store, the hospital, the drugstore, church without recognizing this fact. Citizens know where you live and your phone number. As a public figure, you want to be able to help everyone in the community. Oh, that'd make you very popular. But that goal rapidly disappears soon after you assume office when you realize quickly that you can't solve everyone's problem. First, state law may not allow you to do what the citizen wants you to do. Second, the treasury of the city may not have the funds necessary to do what they want you to do. And third, the request just may simply be improper. The people that I've worked with at the league for all these many years know I've always had a statement that I made. If you can please about 70% of the citizenry, you're doing pretty doggone good. Do you run for the knowledge you obtain about your municipality and its people? Well, you learn a lot in your job as mayor or council member. You know what every pothole, you know where they're located. You know whose dog's running loose. You know when someone's trash was not picked up. And these are just the basic bits of knowledge you pick up being an elected official. You also learn that out on the streets there are many who, without ever serving in public office, know how to do your job so much better with less money. And they'll tell you so. It's always been amusing to me to see a candidate running against incumbents on a platform of changing the world, and in many instances, a few weeks later after they take office and they're successful, they completely change their outlook on what it takes to be a mayor or council member and what they can do. Do you run for the thanks and appreciation you get for a job well done? We all know how that works. There are many more that criticize than those who give thanks and appreciate your efforts. The articles in the press are not always great. Trouble sells more newspapers and gets more TV viewers than positives. So then why did you run? Why did you want to take on these awesome responsibilities with so little appreciation and compensation? In my opinion, the answer is that you love your city or town and want to give back to your community. In most cases, you grew up in the community and wanted to make it better. I know this answer is especially true for the graduates here today. You voluntarily spent many hours in time and money to attend these CMO courses. Why? You wanted to learn more about municipal government. You wanted to have better tools in your arsenal to help you perform your elected duties, and you had a desire to become a strong leader in your community, because strong leaders usually produce great results. Carl New, president of New & Company, also a former council member of Lakewood, Colorado, wrote an article in 2010 that said effective leaders and stewards, especially at the local level, must learn, exhibit, and master what he called the following 7 attributes. There are 7 attributes of a good leader. Number 1, leaders engage people and their energies rather than give them ready answers and quick fix solutions. Number 2, leaders inspire themselves and others to their very best efforts. Number 3, leaders focus on the future and get agreement on common vision, goals, priorities, and direction. Number 4, leaders focus on empowering and support rather than control and direction. They want to empower and support, not control and direct people toward achieving desired outcomes. Leaders engender a perspective of we and partnership. There's no place for I. Leaders are principled persons possessing moral behavior, character, values, and integrity. And number 7, leaders promote mutual respect and civility in all relationships. All these essential elements, according to Mr. New, can be preserved even in instances of controversy and disagreement by discussing the issues rather than attacking and belittling those with whom we disagree or whose opinions differ from ours. Mr. New spoke of these 7 items as the 7 essential attributes of good leadership. About that same time, in 2008, Dorothy Burton, professional speaker, writer, and council member from Duncanville, Texas, listed the 7 sins of leadership. Number 1, the first sin of leadership is the mother of them all, arrogance. People admire confidence, but they don't admire cockiness. Number 2, the second sin of leadership is foregoing purpose for popularity. No one can be all things to all people. Your purpose should never be about you, but always about those you serve. The third sin of leadership is ignoring your core or your conscience. The depth of our conscience determines our character. The fourth sin of leadership is lying. While lies are cheap, the maintenance and embarrassing aftermath are very, very costly. Fifth sin of leadership is ruling out the rules. Follow the rules. Don't bend them, don't break them, and don't cover for those who do. The sixth sin of leadership is underestimating risk. When confronted with a situation where there is a doubt, take this simple advice because it'll work every time. If you're in doubt, don't do it. It's that simple. Lastly, the seventh sin of leadership as a public servant, you need to know your rights. You have the right to remain silent. Every email and every text can and will be used against you in the court of law or in the court of public opinion. We heard that someplace before? Sometimes no response is the best response, and the delete key is better than the send key. John Burton, the league's first president, said public servants must lead and serve with integrity, must lead and serve with honesty, and must lead and serve with transparency, because so many people are depending on you. I have no doubt that each member of today's CMO Basic, Advanced, and Emeritus classes will exhibit the 7 attributes of great leadership and avoid the 7 sins of leadership. Congratulations again to each member of the 2016 Basic, Advanced, and Emeritus CMO classes for reaching this goal. Your constituents should be proud to have officials such as you guiding their cities and towns. Thank you.
I'm going to present first the 2016 Emeritus graduating class. Reaching this level of recognition is an amazing accomplishment because it takes 120 hours of continuing education in the CMO program, plus 15 points, which are earned by attendance at several of the meetings, as well as participation in our policy programs and committee processes as well. So these folks really have really put their effort into making and accomplishing this level. So I'd like to present those awards first. Mayor Dennis Stripling from Brent. Former council member John Lake from Daphne. Councilmember Willie Jackson, Marion. Former Mayor Icy Riley, Millport. Councilmember Tommy Perry, Priceville. Councilmember Mac Bell, Roanoke. Councilmember Brent Kendrick, Robertsdale. Councilmember Newton Cromer, Saraland. Former Mayor Bobby Payne, Tallahassee. Former Councilmember George Johnson Sr., Tuscumbia. Several Emeritus Award recipients were not able to be with us tonight. I'd like to mention former Councilmember Gene Burke from Lincoln, Mayor David Bradford, Muscle Shoals, former Councilmember Carol Rice, Pelham, and former Councilmember Robert Herron from Thomasville. Please join me in giving all these folks a round of applause. Advanced certified municipal officials have achieved a level of recognition as well by attending 80 hours of certified municipal official training. This advanced level is recognition of your continued efforts to improve yourselves as an elected official. I'd like to call those names now. Councilmember Charles Bailey, Albertville. Councilmember Jill Oakley, Albertville. Former Mayor Charles Shaw, Alexander City. Councilmember Bobby Tapley, Alexander City. Former Councilmember Billy Wall, Alexander City. Mayor Jonathan Grecu, Ashford. Councilmember Denise Herndon, Ashford. Councilmember Harold Wells, Athens. Councilmember Philip Roberts, Center. Councilmember Connie Robinson, Citronelle. Councilmember Glenda Winters, Gant. Councilmember Jerry Gann, Guin. Councilmember Stephen Jones, Gulf Shores. Councilmember Ross Rudy Cornelius, Gunnersville. Former Councilmember Douglas Bateman, Hanceville. Councilmember Bobby Joe Wilson, Irondale. Councilmember Michael Gay, Millbrook. Mayor Stanley Allred, Millport. Councilmember Tracy Riley, Millport. Mayor Catherine Holly, New Brockton. Mayor Edward Manuel, Pennington. Councilmember Jerry Welch, Priceville. Councilmember Frank Riddle, Riverside. Councilmember Ruthie Campbell, Robertsdale. Councilmember Derek McLeod, Shorter. Former Mayor Johnny Ford, Tuskegee. Mayor Lawrence Tony Haygood, Jr., Tuskegee. Mayor Gina Robbins, York. A number of advanced recipients were not able to be with us today, including former Mayor Paul Jennings from Argo, former Council Member Guy Bruner, Ashford, former Mayor Barbara Watkins, Brighton, Councilmember Ron Mason, Butler, former Councilmember Ralph Rich, Childersburg, former Councilmember James Tarpley, Dadeville, Councilmember Sheila Smith, Utah, Councilmember Jack Burrell, Fairhope, Councilmember Josh Bryant, Fultondale, Mayor Stan Hoagland, Gardendale, Mayor Ken Sunseri, Haleyville, Mayor Tim Tubbs, Killen, former Councilmember Bobby McKenzie, McIntosh, Councilmember Mike Lockhart, Muscle Shoals, former Councilmember Thomas Morgan Sr., Opp, Mayor Steve Bell, Phil Campbell, Councilmember Anita Bedwell, Rainbow City, former Councilmember Nancy Kiesler, Reform, Councilmember Gary Scales, Sheffield, Mayor Michael McMillan, Spanish Fort, Councilmember Geraldine King Henderson, deceased, from Troy. Please join me in giving these folks a round of applause as well. Last but not least, I'd like to read the names of our basic participants. These folks have received 40 hours of training in the Certified Municipal Officials Program, and I hope you'll treat this as a start in your steps in all these CMO programs. It's a wonderful training program, as I hope you've learned, and that you'll continue your education through the other processes. Present with us, Mayor Jonathan Greco Ashford. I think that makes you a two-time recipient in the same day, Jonathan. Isn't that the way that works? Councilmember Ronnie Whitehead, Ashford. Mayor Aaron Grubbs, Baker Hill. Councilmember Kim Rafferty, Birmingham. Councilmember Frankie Kelly, Center. Councilmember Bilbo Bo Johnson, Clay. Councilmember Tanya Moss, Criella. Councilmember Cynthia Tolles, Gadsden. Mayor Lee Dollar, Gunnersville. Former Councilmember Douglas Bateman, Hanceville. Mayor Scott Reeves, Hoax Bluff. Councilmember Levon Manzi, Mobile. Councilmember Jerry Welch, Priceville. That's another two-time graduate, I think. Congratulations. Councilmember Carlton Byers, Ragland. Councilmember Stan Chili Cooks, Union Springs. Councilmember Percy Gill, Wetumpka. Not able to join us this evening were Mayor Johnny Dyer, Baileyton, Councilmember Jenny Folsom, Coleman, Mayor Mickey Murdoch, Elba, Councilmember Kent Chambers, Eva, former Councilmember Randall Ham, Fort Payne, Mayor Wilbert Dixon, McIntosh, former Councilmember Chris Blackshear, Phoenix City, and former Mayor Mike Kennedy from Monroeville. Please join me in thanking and congratulating these recipients. This concludes the graduation ceremony for this evening, but I would be remiss if I did not again congratulate each of y'all in your achievement for receiving your awards today. This is something that I hope you're very proud of your accomplishment and that you'll wear your CMO pins with pride. We're very proud of this program. It's been one of the things that we are most proud of at the League and what we're able to accomplish and helping get our officials educated. I want to take a moment, if I can, to thank Crystal Bell for her efforts in what she has done in working the CMO graduation program. Crystal just does a fantastic job with that program, and we're very glad that for the work that she puts in. I also want to thank our staff at the league for the efforts that they've made on helping to make this program what it is today. It takes your participation as an elected official and willingness to attend the training, but it also takes a great deal of effort on their part to put these programs on, to conduct the training. We're always happy to do it, and we really appreciate your participation in it. But I can't say enough about the staff you have working for you at the League of Municipalities, because they really put forth the effort and go the extra mile to make sure that they're serving your needs. If there's anything we can do to make the CMO program better for you, I hope you'll please let me know. And I look forward to seeing each of you at the reception in a couple of minutes. Again, congratulations, and thank you for being here this evening.